Well, the Ferguson fire forced the closure of Yosemite Valley and Wawona on Wednesday. All visitors have been evacuated, and those areas will remain closed to all visitors due to the ongoing impacts of the Ferguson fire, including smoke and firefighting operations. Now, these closures include all hotels, campgrounds, and visitor services in Yosemite Valley and Wawona. The Mariposa Grove of giant sequoias was already closed. Now, since that Ferguson fire began on Friday, July 13th, several other park facilities and roads have been closed due to fire impacts and the need to support firefighting operations. Highways 120 west and east, however, as well as the Tuolumne Meadows area, remain open at this time. The Yosemite Area Rapid Transit System, or YARTS, will still have routes from Mammoth Lakes to Tuolumne. Now, at last report Thursday morning, the Ferguson fire west of Yosemite National Park, burning in the Merced River Canyon, had grown to 43,299 acres with 7% containment. Full containment unknown, as is the cause of the fire. Now, at last report, 3,686 personnel were working that blaze. 241 water tenders, 47 helicopters, 94 crews, 63 dozers. One firefighter died early when his dozer rolled down the steep terrain, and there have been 7 other injuries in that Ferguson firefight. Now, Yosemite National Park will continue to work with the incident management team and assess conditions day by day. For updated 24-hour road and weather conditions, Yosemite National Park, 209-372-0200. Looks like you got to press 1 and then 1 again. Updated information also available at the park's website, nps.gov, and you want to go /get to YOSE, Y-O-S-E. And Yosemite National Park has implemented Stage 1 fire restrictions until further notice. Those restrictions include some bans on smoking campfires and cooking fires below 6,000 feet in elevation within the park. You can see the Yosemite website or SierraWave.net. We have posted all of that information. And with the closures in Yosemite, Sequoia, and Kings Canyon National Park, press release notes experiencing much higher visitation than is typical during the summer peak season. Commercial tour bus operators, they've been discouraged from visiting at this time due to limited bus parking and congestion. Air quality is expected to be unhealthy for all in all areas of Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks. For more information, current conditions, you can go to their website, nps.gov, and that is SEKI. Well, the Lyons fire, which began last month, estimated now to be at 4,124 acres and 85% contained. The new growth is in the Cargyle Creek area south of the Coral Meadow on Sierra National Forest land. Now, the fire grew approximately 60 acres in size since it was reported to be active again. It is burning along the west flank in the Cargyle Creek drainage. Lyons fire had been inactive for several weeks. Inyo National Forest Crew 2 and other local resources have been flown in to establish containment lines. They are looking for options to contain the fire as quickly as possible while considering firefighter safety in the steep terrain and heavy fuels in the Ansel Adams Wilderness. 2 helicopters dedicated to the incident. More resources are on order. There is currently, good news, no threat to life or property. However, there's going to be smoke visible from Minaret Vista, Devil's Postpile, Mammoth Mountain, and areas along Reds Meadow Road. Well, Deb Murphy filed this story for Sierra Wave Media. 4 years ago, CG Roxanne LLC began the process of dealing with arsenic contamination of groundwater at its Crystal Geyser bottling plant in Olancha. Late last week, the company was charged in federal court with illegal disposal of that arsenic-tainted wastewater. Now, the charges filed in Los Angeles allege CG Roxanne and 2 other companies did not properly disclose the toxic material shipped to a facility in Fontana in 2015, a facility that was not permitted to deal with hazardous waste. The indictment contains 16 counts that could result in $8 million in fines for each of the three entities. Crystal Geyser filtered out arsenic naturally occurring in the water at its Olancha plant, disposing of the contamination in its lined arsenic pond. Now, the lining degraded over time, allowing the contaminants to percolate into the groundwater. Consultant Geosyntec was brought in to determine the extent of the contamination. Geohydrologists determined the groundwater under the pond flowed northwest towards the Owens Valley and away from private wells in Cartago. Arsenic Pond was shut down and the company began trucking the concentrated contaminants off-site. Thank Deb Murphy for that report. Well, the Great Basin Unified Air Pollution Control District has announced that residents of Inyo, Mono, and Alpine counties who have not previously participated in a prior change-out program through the district are eligible for one $2,000 or $4,000 voucher on a first-come, first-served basis to use toward the replacement of a non-EPA certified wood stove or insert that is currently used as a primary source of heat with a certified wood stove or insert, a natural gas or propane heating device, or an electric heating device. Voucher values will be determined by the location of the residence and or the applicant's income. Now, the program will begin on August 1st and continue until funds are exhausted. Interested residents, you should contact Susan Cash at the district, scash@gbupcd.org, or you can give a call to 760-872-8211, extension 230. Further information, applications can be obtained at the Great Basin District offices, 157 Short Street in Bishop, or at their website, again, gbupapcd.org. Well, Bishop City Administrator Jim Tatum announced that he will retire at the end of the year. Jim Tatum, as most people know, an all-around great guy. He issued a statement earlier this week reading, "Nearly 4 years ago, I was given the opportunity to become the administrator of the city of Bishop. I knew that it was my dream job, but what I never could have imagined then was just how much the city team and our work together would come to mean to me. As you all know, I was diagnosed with brain cancer in January. After months of treatment, I returned home to Bishop in April and have been grateful to live life every day since that time, including spending as much time as I can doing the work I love." Jim Tatum continued, "My family and I have been overwhelmed by your kindness, well wishes, and prayers. I can't imagine having to face this trial without the community's support. Over the last several weeks of my treatment, it has become clear to me that despite my commitment to the city and my job, my primary focus right now needs to be my health. For that reason, I am announcing my retirement for the end of the year." And Jim Tatum writes, "Thank you to all of you at the city and on the council for the opportunity of the last 4 years and the care you've shown to my family and me over the last 6 months. Please see our website, sierrawave.net, for the full text of Jim Tatum's statement. Best to you and yours, Jim. We'll be back with more news.